Kaido is still sprawled, and Luffy, who's in a daze, named his move that just sent Kaido sprawling. He also said, what should I say? My jutsu just now. Gomu no Gomu no. What ya, said Luffy. Then Kaido, who was still lying down, suddenly said, telling Luffy, hey Mugiwara, tell me one thing. Who exactly are you? Luffy, before answering Kaido's question, he was silent and glanced at Kaido. But before Kaido's question is answered, we move first to Zunisa here. Zuniso said, miss this rhythm, Joy Boy. Hey Joy Boy, as if you were there, this is exhilarating. It all feels like destiny. I wonder if we should trust this boy, murmured Zuniso, who currently knows if Luffy is Joy Boy. Back to Luffy's fight versus Kaido. Luffy round here also answers Kaido's question. He also answered, who I am. Monkey D. Luffy, the man who defeat you and become the Pirate King. He replied with a confident smiling face. Nice to hear you, still arrogant Mugiwara. It's called awakening, everywhere the mind and your body, able to fully utilize the potential of your abilities. But how ridiculous is that power? I lost a lot in this war. My men, my castle is all that I built here, but I guess you're the same. Kaido told Luffy. Luffy then replied to Kaido's words, I'm still not done. I will take back everything you stole, whatever happened. But now that Luffy has said this, Kaido became angry and attacked Luffy as well with Gondori Meteor Shower. Kaido attack, it's about Luffy's crushing body, but Luffy does not want to lose. He attacked again, Kaido with his punch that hit Kaido quite hard. Retreat. Then, after the blow, suddenly he covered his nose because the smoke inside the castle have reached the roof of Onigashima Island. And it made Kaido happy. Kaido laughed and said, ha ha ha, the smoke has been able to get here. The entire castle would have been burned to the ground. That means thousands of Wano people are trapped in a blaze down there. They will burn to death. Take it easy. I have entrusted everything to everyone below. No, there's more I have to worry about than sending you flying, Luffy replied. Then he ran towards Kaido. But Kaido doesn't stay still. Before Luffy attacked him, he first attacks Luffy with Gas's devastating move. But the attacks, it worked. Luffy avoid by extending his legs. Moved to the show floor, looks very large flames, and has engulfed all the rooms. There was also a chopper meeting with Nami. Here the chopper said in tears, Nami, you survived. What should we do? The fire won't go out. I can't find Zoro Sanji, Frankie Usopp, Robin Brooke, or Jin. I guess they still stuck. Nami also answered, you're serious? But how do we help them? Onigashima has become like a giant fireball. Even here is not safe. There is no way out, unless we know how to land. Chopper asked Zeus whether Zeus' rain could stop his fire. But Zeus replied, if a fire this big could even burn it, then move to the inner basement. They're the Geepters who have become allies. Otama is the same. They are confused to find a way out because the fire had surrounded them. While on the first floor, Beepo is being carried by the Heart Pirate crew. Because Beepo cannot stand the heat, they're also looking for an exit because the fire that keeps spreading. In basement outside, Brooke and Robin are the same as the others. The two of them are currently surrounded by flames. Even they now have to protect those samurai who used. This is the middle with her. Then in the hall to grow crops, seen Sanji and the Suisui also surrounded by fire. They don't even know the way out. Then go back to the basement. Apo looks scolding number Ibi, which turns out even though his body is big, but he couldn't break the wall when it hinders it. Even Abi's hands are burning, but Apo even angry with Ibi, because according to Apo, Ibi only slightly burned, but he gave up. Looks he was very upset to Apo, with his angry facial expression. Still in the basement, Usopp here in the middle of trying to put out the fire, metal green star sprinkler, but it's not the fire that goes out. but the flower he gave out was burning. Giraffe Gifter also tried to remind Yusuf, so as not to waste energy. But here, panicked Yusuf instead scolded the Giraffe Gifter. He said silently, "I have to do something. I promise to Izo. I will save you, and I alone." Moved back to the right part of the brain tower. Here Frankie, who was carrying Zoro, shouted, "The fire is out of control." He was confused to find direction, because when he is looking for a chopper to save Zoro as soon as possible, because Zoro's situation is getting worse. Then on 4th floor, look Genie B, which is like getting ready to do something. Not just Jin. Reizo, who said to Jin, "Ready Jin Dono. Thank you for believing in me." Then Jin answered, "Luffy decided to ally himself with you, samurai. How could I doubt you now? Let's do it." Reizo then muttered, "Our feelings are the same. I also believe in you." Then he remembered the incident where Odin Castle burned to the ground. It can do something, and when the siege of fire surrounds the Toki, Momonosuke and Hiyori, he was only able to see his master surrounded by the flames. And ever since then, he promised not to repeat his mistakes again, until one day, she was looking at Zenitsu take out very much water from his trunk. He also asked to Ainu Arashi if it was water. What? Ainu Arashi also said if it is the water released by Zenitsu for bathing. Then Reizo asked for a little water to Ainu Arashi. After remembering the incident, Reizo then prepared to issue his move. The paper roll then surrounded it, and the unexpected happened. The scrolls released a lot of water, like a flash flood. The water then leads to Jin. Jin was also quite surprised by the amount of water that. Then Jin uses his move to control the water, and fired at all corners of the castle to extinguish fire on the 3rd floor. Kuipers, who were already confused looking for a way out, and at times they were desperate because of the siege of the fire. Suddenly they were surprised by the arrival. A lot of water. The fire on the 3rd floor eventually died, while on the 1st floor, Luke's killer, who is being carried by his crew, because the killer is pretty bad right now after his fight with Hawkins. But they also lost their way, because the flames are in every corner. But at that time they felt there was this intense shaking that was like pointed towards them, and all of a sudden, a lot of water hit them. They were very happy. Finally, they can survive the circle of fire. Then we move back to Momo and Yamato, who is currently still trying, pulling Onigashima Island away from the flower bed. Here Yamato said to Momo, "Hurry up, Momonosuke-kun, now she has reached her limit. He won't be able to maintain his Homurasaki anymore much longer. Now it depends on you. You have to create clouds." Homurasaki, who was strong enough to hold Onigashima Island, because from the very beginning, this is the only way, heard the words of Yamato. Momonosuke was very surprised, because he was still not confident. The ability he has, he still considers himself weak, and couldn't do such an impossible thing. After Yamato and Momo conversation, then we are shown again back a Sincho fight with Kaido. Luffy is currently holding lightning in his hand, like he would attack Kaido. With a smiling face, Luffy is ready to smite Kaido, but Kaido here doesn't seem to flinch at all. He also laughed, as if he was ready to take an attack from Luffy, but episode 1073 should be finished here. Then moved on to Yamato. Yamato kept giving encouragement to Momonosuke to be able to create his own fire cloud. "You can definitely do it. Momonosuke created your own cloud of fire," said Yamato. Momonosuke is still trying his best. "Talking is easy. This is impossible. Them guests out. No matter how hard I try, I can't," said Momonosuke in a resigned tone. Then Momonosuke reminded of what happened 20 years ago, when her and Hiri and also her mom trapped in a burning castle. Toki told Momonosuke to go with Kinemon to the future, 20 years Momonosuke, along with Kinemon and the others. I have no doubt that you'll be able to resurrect the Kozuki clan after you jump 20 years into the future. Momo was crying and did not want to be separated from her mother. If I go, you and Hiyori should come with me too, said Momo, hugging her mother. Kinemon also tries to calm Momonosuke. Momonosuke same. Think about your mom's feelings. This is the land of the samurai. When someone experiences a major failure, their lives will end. No one should question the decision of a woman who speaks with confidence. There is nothing more embarrassing than that. Momo then answered, but I'm still a kid. I'm not an adult. Now Mun then answered again, my lord, with all respect, Odin-sama left. You're no longer his heir. You leave us now. If I can be honest, I'm begging you to give us another chance to fight. I would rather die honorably in battle than waiting to burn to death here. Won't you give us that chance? I will. Anything to be able to draw my sword for you. Mr. Kinemon also kowtowed to Momonosuke. After Kinemon said that, Momonosuke also made up his mind. With tears, Momonosuke told his mother, if he's gonna go, Mom, I'm gonna leave now. After remembering that bitter past, Momonosuke is getting more and more motivated to be able to lift back the glory of the Kozuki clan. I wouldn't dare meet Mother if I let things stay like this. Stop, you Onigashima. Stay away from the flower capital. Stop, jerk, said Momo excitedly. Going back to Luffy versus Kaido's fight. Luffy prepares to strike a bolt of lightning, which he holds with his bare hands. How can you hold lightning? Ridiculous as hell, said Kaido, and then Gomu Gomu no Thunderbolt. Luffy threw a bolt of lightning that he caught towards Kaido. The lightning strike was shot so quickly to destroy Kaido, but Kaido swiftly managed to dodge Luffy's lightning. Kaido's speed deserves thumbs up, because it manages to beat lightning's speed. Kaido then jumped towards Luffy. Whatever, if you want to keep playing around, boy, Thunderbird Cave. Luffy can't dodge, and was hit directly by Thunderbird Cave Kaido. Luffy crashes and pushes him for enough. But Luffy's power is indeed beyond Naylor. Luffy grasped another ball of lightning and hang by the lightning. Kaido then says, you should know that a child, in the end with the strongest devil fruit alone, is not enough to rule this sea. Luffy then jumps off his lightning grip and prepares to attack Kaido. Gomu no Gomu no. But Luffy is losing fast this time until Kaido brushes back. His iron mace strikes right in Luffy's face. Luffy was sent flying into a frenzy once more. Was hit by a Haki Kaido attack. Luffy fell to the ground. And because Luffy has turned his surroundings to rubber, Luffy bounced back up. Look at Roger. She didn't have the powers of a devil fruit, but he can still bring the world to its knees. The world can only be conquered with Haki. And Destroyer Thunder Bagua. Luffy takes another blow for the third time in a row. Luffy flew far into the sky after being hit by Destroyer Kaido. But Luffy still had time to grasp Kaido's skin and try to pull him up. Kaido knocked Luffy's hand so that Luffy would let him go. But Luffy kept his grip on the Kaido's skin so tightly. Because Luffy still won't let go of his hand, Kaido then switched to his dragon form. Your position is clearly visible by Dragon Twister Demolts. Incision attack and a whirlwind swept Luffy, who was on the ceiling. Luffy is in pain, hit by that Kaido's Demolts Twister attack. It looks like incision attacks are still a boy's weakness. Kaido said, moving to the capital. Lantern flowers flown by Wano residents, already decorating the night sky. Let the souls of those who are gone fly as high as you can. Fly, fly away, said the residents of Wano. Some of the other people are getting sad. The festival is about to end. And when the sun comes up, we'll be slaves again. I really wish I could still. We'll be safe until next year. And beautiful lanterns, it continued to fly far into the night sky. Zuko also did not miss his wishes. Fly away. To my dad's place. Back in place, Luffy and Kaido. Let go of me, boy. Come down here, you play beloved. Kaido releases his beloved back on Luffy. Very badly. Luffy's life has been charred once more. Then moved into the castle interior. Show floor. Grandpa Shark is still limp on the floor. Then his men asked about the situation of the former Yakuza boss. Boss Yogoro, are you okay? The entire island is about to collapse. Grandpa, you then wake up. Ha ha ha, that means that Kaido's powers are up. Here you all. Think about the results that you would choose. Defeated Kaido by a showboy. Then this island will fall. And we will all die. But if Kaido wins, we'll go back to our previous lives. And died as Booter. And the samurai have responded, it doesn't matter. It's not a difficult choice. Our boss doesn't care about our lives. We all have families at home. I have a wife and kids. If Fidono wins, then our family at home will be able to live in peace. We won't be able to repay her. And our land will return to the way it was. A beautiful and peaceful land. So, we don't mind if we have to die here. And we're proud to die with you. Boss Mujiwara Dono. Don't think about us. Fight with all your might and take down Kaido. The samurai immediately took up arms. They're supporting Luffy. To see the samurai happy and proud, the Karong Kong Kaido made panic. Are you all crazy? Stupid samurai, we could all die. Grandpa Yu also answered, so what if we die? Then moved to the basement of Usopp Castle. And Helmet's still running to avoid the fire that continues to grow. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. You think this is gonna kill me? I will survive no matter what, said Usopp, and suddenly Usopp and Helmet, buffeted by massive water from behind, to make them dragged away by the water currents. Usopp and Helmet survived, as well as Kiku and Kim. Lemon then moved to the second floor, treasure room. Due to the shock of water controlled by Jinbe, make the Orochi free from the nails of the sea stone, which was drawn by Huri. Finally come off too. The shock just now made the sea stone nail come off. Fuck you. At least with this I will drag. You're with me, bitch. Orochi was transformed into Hydronia form. Do you see this? Odin, your beloved daughter will accompany me into hell. Hiyori was quite shocked to see the burning Orochi, transformed into his monster form. Then again transfers to Luffy and Kaido Momo. I'll finish this. Onigashima is blocking me. Get the Onigashima out of my way, Momo. I know you can definitely, Momo, said Luffy. A big fist as big as Onigashima makes the night sky darker. Luffy had made a giant fist behind the clouds with Haki and Haki. Luffy prepares to defeat Kaido. Momo and Yamato were so shocked. Saw Luffy's fist was so very big. Reach large size Onigashima. Even Kaido was quite astonished at the size of Luffy's giant fist. That and this will be the end of Luffy's crazy battle versus Kaido. Back to Luffy. Momo, you heard, I'm gonna get the Onigashima out of here. I'm gonna end this right now, said Luffy with his giant Haki fist. Momo was made wide-eyed to see Luffy's giant fist. Wait for that, Luffy, there's no way. It's not. Momo then remembered the message of her father and mother, who firmly believes that Momonosuke will be able to return the glory of the Kozuki clan in the future. Momo, who had been pessimistic, now so optimistic and more motivated to save Onigashima. With all his might, Momo crashed his body into Onigashima to keep the island away from the flower capital. Then returned to Luffy as well as Kaido. Alright boy, I will accept your challenge. I will take that attack. But do you know your champion? If a hero, this country burned alive 20 years ago. Flaming Flame Dragon. Kaido's body instantly became a burning fire that are so very hot. From tip of horn to tip of tail, Kaido transforms into a fire dragon. In his final form, Kaido then proceeds. The heroes of this land burned alive 20 years ago. From then on, this country has no man. All this time they've been waiting for you, the rescuers, to show up. Luffy, who was no longer able to hold onto Kaido because Kaido is already the hottest creature in dragon form. The fire is probably hotter than Haka-Inu magma. Just let go, boy. I won't run or run. Anyway, your right hand won't be able to hit down because I'm gonna melt it. And one part of Kaido's body nudge one of the Onigashima horns to cause that horn to melt immediately. Luffy recalled for a moment his hard training together with Grandpa Yo while in Yuden prison. Yo's grandfather taught him Ryu technique. Luffy then replied, Kaido wouldn't have let that happen. Grandpa Shark has taught me how to attack without touching. I will smite you to the bottom of hell, said Luffy. Luffy and Kaido prepared to end their duel. In one major attack, Gamu Gamu no Badge Rankin, Luffy smashed his rag at Kaido, and Kaido deployed Dragon Blessing Bagua Racing attack. After taking down Luffy, second Haki King, it clashed so hard again. On the ceiling Onigashima, the shockwaves are so incredibly to make the sky turbulence so great. Black lightning collided with each other between Haki, Kaido and Luffy. Really is a pretty incredible view. Terrible of a fight. Then moved to the Usopp place. Kinemon and Kiku fell from above Herman's body because it was carried away by such a large water current. Usopp also feels guilty and begged not to let my Kinemon and Kiku die. Oh no, Kiku. I didn't mean to bring you down. Stay alive. Don't die because of me, said Usopp guiltily, then moved to the show floor. Everyone's aware of the very overwhelming Haki explosion between Kaido and Luffy, the samurai capturing Luffy on. Mr. Mugiwara, we leave it all to you. Take down Kaido. Finish him, Hawamatsu then say. This nightmare will not end unless Kaido is banished from this country. Kawamatsu then recalled that incident 20 years ago when Odin died. Kawamatsu and the others ran as fast as they could to get to the Kiri and save Momonosuke and also Hiyori. Orochi, who knew their purpose was Kuri, and tell Kaido that Odin has an heir and his samurai intend to protect Odin's heir. Hearing that thing, Kaido said if he was the only one who would take care of it. So Odin has a child I'll take care of. And in an instant Kaido arrived in Kuri. He finished off everyone who tried to obstruct and protect the Odin family. Orochi also proudly ordered all of his followers to kill anyone who dares to challenge the shogun. And in just minutes, the proud Odin castle burned to the ground, destroyed by Kaido. That Kaido and Orochi also reported if Odin's wife is confirmed dead in the Tortoise City, and Odin's children have been confirmed dead, not a single soul was seen escaping Odin Castle again. The Kozuki bloodline has finished, said the men of Orochi and Kaido who reported. And shortly after Odin's death, the Daimdos came to where Kaido and Orochi with a fully armed. Orochi then asked them, "Now it's your turn, Daimyo, to choose. Will you guys help us build a new Wano? Or would you prefer to fight fourth daimyo?" The legend of Wano answered, "What a stupid question. It's clear we're refusing. We refuse to recognize a shogun who is not a Kozuki. Will avenge Odin's death," answered the daimyo. The daimyo also fought bravely against Kaido. But because Kaido is much stronger than the four of them, the daimyo were defeated by Kaido. Their followers were also killed by Kaido. The Orochi who witnessed the fight laughed at them. "Ha ha ha, so weak. What an insult. Already calling yourselves samurai men." Even the Wano samurai couldn't do anything after the fourth daimyo. They are so angry and hate the figure of the asshole Orochi. If only the loser hadn't been helped by a gift, we would have cut the head off. Then, after the big battle of the daimyo against that Kaido, the land of Wano is now a hell for his subjects, all young men or children who had just grown, dragged from their homes and made into slaves, and had to work in a gun factory until he died. If you refuse, it will be predicted dead and killed, as well as their families. Day by day was changing. The land of Wano that was once fertile is now the world's largest factory waste site. Water that used to be directly drinkable, now to black, and stank so bad that it can't be drank, as well as the fields. The gardens that were once green and fruitful is now a wasteland like a desert. Slowly, one by one, the people of Wano starved to death in their gardens. They even had to eat the devil's fruit, the disabled, to fill the stomachs of those who were so starving. So ruin life in the land of Wano, in leadership of Orochi, as well as Kaido. The seasons keep changing, years go by. The people of Wano really live in the hell of the world, and don't know when it ends. But they are still optimistic. Remembering the words of Kozuki Toki, before dying, they still believe in Toki's words. Well, after that sad flashback, back to the present. This Orsizer has been freed from the sea stone spikes and turns into her hydration snake, with the body still baked. Croce intends to kill Hiyori. Cursed base, Yuka Murasaki, I'll take you with me. You shouldn't underestimate the Korazumi clan's fury. See you in hell. We can drink together down there. Yuri looked calm even though her life was in danger. And suddenly Denjiro came and immediately draws his sword. The situation seems a bit out of control. The head of the Orochi was detached from his body. And because it was his last snake head, ended already life Iron Man cursed Orochi. Denjiro then hugged Hiyori and calmed her down. Then moved to the sky on Nigashima. Luffy and Kaido are still in the hockey clash, which is so crazy. Luffy still closes his fists, no badgering Gan towards Kaido's body, and Kaido can still seem to withstand Luffy's immense blow. It was really such a terrible sight. clashes of god-level hockey is thundering across the Onigashima ceiling. While still in Luffy vs Kaido's fight, the sky is thundering so violently when the hockey clashes. Luffy and Kaido still clash. Good shot, boy. You deserve to be commended for making it this far. But you can never change the world, Kaido said, and then Kaido remembered flashbacks of his life when he was a boy. 46 years ago, when Kaido was 10 years old, he became the strongest warrior of the Vodka Kingdom to fight. 10-year-old Kaido defeated the enemy forces. That there were so many, the soldiers of the Vodka Kingdom praised Kaido, who managed to win the battle. He is only 10 years old. But Kaido is the strongest warrior in here. She's absolutely amazing, said the soldiers of the Kingdom of Vodka, who witnessed Kaido's fierceness, then moved to the palace. The Vodka Kings say, if they were forced to go to war, the spoils obtained is the only way, so that the Kingdom of Vodka could pay tribute, offering of the sky, because if it's not built, then the Vodka Kingdoms would lose their position in world. Kaido also protested about it. He even dared to oppose the world government. Kaido asked why the Sky Dragons can command its king at will. The king then told Kaido to keep his words. Then shortly after, Kaido was captured by the Navy. Turns out he's been sold by his own king to Navy. Because of her enormous body, Kaido was captured by a dozen naval soldiers and chained. The king says, if he enlists Kaido in the Navy, if I can be honest, this country can no longer handle you. Kaido said the king. When in fact Kaido was deliberately sold because the Vodka Empire didn't have enough money to pay the Sky's tribute. So the only solution is to give up Kaido to serve as a navy. Kaido was angry that he was regarded as an item and not willing to be government dog of the world. Fuck, you want me to be the dog of the world government? I'm not your political game coin asshole, Kaido said very angrily. Then naval officer he captured Kaido told the king of Vodka if the Kingdom of Vodka was to be instantly insured, get the next in reference spot. For giving up Kaido, Kaido was carried away by the Navy, but on the way Kaido managed to escape. But not long after, he turned himself back in hunger. But after returning full, Kaido ran away again. I just keep going. The naval serviceman who made him, even to be made not believe, if Kaido turns himself in when he's hungry, and then he runs away again when he's full. What the fuck is he that? He thought this prison ship was a restaurant, and since then, Kaido has officially become a fugitive from the world. In the age of 10 years, he earned a bounty of 70 million berries. Then 44 years ago, when Kaido was 15 years old, he made trouble on island pirate Hajinosu. Kaido took down powerful pirates there, and Kaido's name skyrocketed until the Skirt Decibik sent Rahage to recruit him. Hi Gozo, you wanna be a pirate? Skirt wants to meet you. What is your answer? And Kaido accepted the proposal of a pirate Skirt. Kaido's joining took the world by surprise. Rock pirates are also famous for crew of monsters, but shortly thereafter there was a God Valley incident. Kaido summoned Bicandle or Big Mom because they're headed for Gut Valley soon. But soon the world was shocked with the defeat of rock pirates, who was defeated by Monkey Deagle. And right after that rock loss, Kaido was out of pirate rock. And Candles or Big Mom was mad about it. Then 10 years have passed since the Got Vale incident. Kaido had built his own pirates, the Beast Pirates. Kaido then found by Kuruzumi Iguration. Iguration says if since the Got Vale incident, Kaido is currently known as the embodiment of brutality. And Degarasi offers to Kaido a country he deserves to conquer. That is the land of Wano. Kaido also subdued the land of Wano and built his pirate group that became the strongest. Then Kaido gave speeches to his subordinates. If he will drag the heavenly dragons into war, we show those nobles the ferocity of the real war. A person's worth can only be measured in battle, where all equals and anarchy are free to reign. Then Kaido talked to King. Talk about Joy Boy. King Yamato mentions Joy Boy, and out of nowhere that boy knew the name Joy Boy. It seems Odin wants to open Wano country to call Joy Boy. If Joy Boy is the same person you're waiting for, King, then I know who he is. King then asked who he was, but Kaido's flashback ended. Back to the present. Bentro Aki, Luffy and Kaido are still going on. Then the Purple Agency, Joseph, escaped from Onigashima because Maha and Garniser have died in Onigashima. So he decided to run away and escape, then move on to Momonosuke and Yamato. Momonosuke believed that Luffy would win, while Yamato still had Momonosuke to immediately create its own fire cloud. There's no time left. Momonosuke, hurry up and take out your fire clouds. Momonosuke then, still trying his best to draw out its cloud of flame. Out came the cloud of fire. Follow my orders, said Momonosuke, and then it looks thousands of lanterns have reached the sky. The residents of Wano rejoice, celebrating the peak of the fire festival that then moved to the Onigashima show 4. Used to Skip felt the rumble of sound from upstairs. Then it looks Reizo and also Jinbe still working together to put out the fire told Onigashima. And shortly after, flood water controlled by Jinbe was finally made it to the show 4. And it inundated the entire room there and there. Everyone was surprised to see the big water, but they end up being grateful if the fire goes out immediately because of the rushing water flowing. Robin and Brooke were even carried away by such a large water current. Some devil fruit users was made a lot of drowning and quite panicked. In other places, Sanji hugged the Oiran so as not to be carried away by the water currents, and in an instant the whole fire has finally been successfully extinguished, and water still flooded the show 4. Then moved to the second floor of the room. Treasure Orochi has been completely killed, finished off by Denjiro. Denjiro then hugged Hiyori and calmed her down. Nice try, very good. Has survived for hundreds of full moons. Hiyori were crying in Denjiro's arms. Then moved to the sky. Wano, Yamato, Bigetsu Kaget Jiker. Kaido's fire cloud has vanished completely. The cloud of fire has vanished. This is bad. Onigashima will fall. Momo, quickly remove your cloud of fire, said Yamato. Momo was wide-eyed. See that Kaido's fire cloud has vanished. He was very panicked and kept trying to create his own fire cloud. Moving on to Kaido and Luffy. The King's hockey duel is still going on between them. You asked me, Hi Mugiwara, what kind of world you want to create? Luffy then replied, I'll make a world where my friends can eat as much as they want. That is the world I wish to create. And then, Luffy's punches can no longer be held back by Kaido. Kaido, who was struck by Luffy's giant fist, was so terrible and immediately crashed down to the ground. Wano, so hard, Kaido's fire cloud has completely disappeared from Onigashima, and in those nerve-wracking seconds, luckily Momonosuke managed to create its own cloud of fire and managed to hold Onigashima from falling. Momonosuke also manages to control Onigashima with his own strength. Then move on to Kaido, who was still knocked down to the ground. Wano, the fire that enveloped Kaido's body was finally extinguished, and Kaido slowly returns to his human form before it completely crashed down. Kaido remembers flashbacks with King. I know who Joy Boy is. Joy Boy was the one that would beat me one day. King then replied, if it's true, I don't think that person will ever show up. Kaido slowly closed his eyes. And unconscious, and continue to go deep into the bowels of the earth. Then transfer to Momonosuke, who has slowly landed on Onigashima. Right at the entrance of the mother, Momonosuke's flower town was exhausted and falls asleep near Onigashima, while Luffy has also lost consciousness and loses his Mika form. Luffy fell to the ground and free fall from the Sky 1-0 after defeating Kaido.